Today on the American Truck Podcast, Warlords of Draenor is now free with the base game, League of Legends is adding a remake game command, and we discuss the slippery slopes surrounding Oculus DRM. The heck was that?
Me thinking you were going to go.
Oh man, I'm sorry, that was just really entertaining to watch.
Hello and welcome to the American Truck Podcast with Andrew C.
And Jefferson B.
I'm done. I'm finally done.
And Freelance Gamer. All those Pokemon caught.
Sorry,
that's
Did you say
Winston's
Pokemon?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be Pokemon?
No.
Pokepeople?
No. I think. What is the plural for? I guess Pokemon is plural for Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like deer.
Oh, yes. I am simply trying to be facetious. Failing miserably at it.
Hey, so did anyone notice that you guys aren't driving trucks?
Ah!
I
just
didn't
drove
notice
into
it, but
someone's
apparently
house.
he did. Yeah.
Man,
Hey, no damage. Good talk.
man, you
So
guys
is-
are not
so
good at
is this-
driving those things.
If I had to take a... Ow. That's a tree. Dude,
San
this
Bruno
thing...
sounds like it'd be a great place to get taught.
Ow. I would know it. I can't remember.
I've lost
it, though.
interest. I no longer care
Past
where we are.
Valencia.
So,
Whatever.
hey, so guess what? If you don't own Warlords of Draenor, you now do. It's free now.
Hooray!
It's part of the base game because Legions comes out in 2 months.
Oh god, Jeff,
3
what are you
months.
doing?
I am excited over the fact that I can now play Warlords of Draenor for free.
I mean, you gotta.
You kinda can.
You still
Whoa.
need a WoW sub, so I mean.
I
there's
am
that.
inside of a house.
There's that, but so yeah, you now can you don't have to buy it. I'm glad because I thought about buying it a few months ago, and I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
I didn't
it's
get
good-
there. I didn't get to
You can get that
the
far.
need. I didn't need it.
Yeah, and like it's a good idea of theirs to keep rolling it out this way, but at the same time, it's like I don't know.
Oh, if you bought Warlords yet like 2 weeks ago, you're upset
Yeah, stuff like that where I'm like,
because you're like, I didn't buy it until now. Now
oh god, I rolled
Why?
over.
good
I
to know
rolled a
you can
sedan.
still roll a car. So in some, well, that's kind of was a bad choice. Oculus has been putting some DRM into their games that make it so you can only play Oculus games on Oculus Rift. And there's a couple other VR platforms out there and that aren't Oculus, and those people want to be able to play their VR games that are only allowed on the Oculus with their existing headsets, like the
Yeah.
HTC
That's the
Vive
beauty
and
of
whatnot.
PC gaming over console gaming is the choice of controller.
Right. Like
Right,
I'm-
it's really, and I didn't think of it in that way, but I mean, when it comes to just the key functions of PC gaming, that really is, this does kind of defy things in that way. So, there's been software out there, and there will probably still continue to be software out there that will seek to circumvent the DRM that is present in Oculus and inevitably other VR platformers games, but the first shot has been fired.
Yeah, basically, this other developer was like, yeah, that's kind of dumb. I want to be able to use my HTC Vive with the Oculus game, and I refuse to stand for your corporate jerk-facedness. So he made a little thing that would bypass a portion of that DRM, which would basically allow you to use any VR headset with the game. Oculus didn't like that and added more strict DRM to the games. And the developer was like, I really wish you didn't make me do this. Now I'm going to update my app to completely bypass all of your DRM. And so now it's opened the door to piracy of the Oculus games, whereas it wasn't an option before. You couldn't pirate an Oculus game and use a different headset with it. But now,
Oh my god, we turned
And,
into a radio.
I think the lone wolf there fell into a AM radio station for a moment.
Yeah, that's literally what my radio sounds like in the morning when I have to wake up. I have it set to right now. It's set to Spanish Satan.
Yes, I heard this. I have heard this station. It is basically what he says. It is what it kind of sounds like.
I mean, that'll definitely wake you up in the morning. Am I back loud and clear?
Yeah, you
I
are
can't
back.
hear
You've gone back into quadraphonics.
Checo, 1, 2, 3. But anyway, like I was saying before, I definitely think that when you start throwing DRM and basically this starts turning into this cat and mouse game, that nobody's going to win in the DRM wars. Obviously, we saw that with MP3s back in our childhood.
Well, I mean, hack the planet. At the end of the day, the person who's building the crack generally wins.
Right.
Unless it's against new game titles that manage to have these wizarding DRMs.
Right.
And I mean, what'll be worse is if legal repercussions actually become involved.
Right.
Because that's something that that's something I think that is far too prevalent in this day and age, is the fact that I can actually sue you now for money. Like that's kind of scary, actually.
You could do it before, but now it's just like more lucrative. Like there's a business of suing people for the sake of suing people.
Right.
But
and
this is a gaming podcast, not a suing people podcast. So
this is not a legal advice podcast. Go watch Serial if you want that.
I am not your lawyer.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer. But anyway, so this is something that it would be it's kind of nice that League has understood that this is a problem that needs to be sorted out. It's called the Remake feature in League of Legends. Basically, if you've ever been stuck in a unfortunate 4v5, you have the ability now to remake the game under certain circumstances. So basically, if one player DCs or is AFK for 90 seconds, at the 3-minute mark, assuming no first blood has occurred, the team will have a prompt come up asking them if they want to remake the game. You type /remake into chat. It'll automatically start the vote. You have 1 minute to vote, and then if 2 of the 4 remaining people, or basically 30% of the people left in game, decide, yeah, let's remake the game, the game immediately ends. All records of said game existing are immediately deleted, and it's like nothing ever happened, and you get put back into queue minus the AFK person.
Is it if first blood does happen? Does it you're not able to do it?
You're not able to do it anymore unless it's an execution.
Well, I was thinking if there's a first blood, like if you have a jungler and top laner who are playing and they go for the invade, right? Say they do die within the first 3 minutes, but that person still doesn't show up for another 4.
That it still would not count.
It still would not,
because the first blood occurred. Yeah, so obviously it's not totally perfect, but
I mean it makes sense though, because they want to make sure that there's no like weird advantages given, or
exactly.
Like,
you know, you don't want
because if you didn't do it that way and you had somebody just purposely AFK,
right?
Then if someone else got first blood, you could just be like, oh no, we're resetting this.
Right. Yeah, it would become an unfair tactic.
It's a rule that's designed to address a technical difficulty, and I think that in and of itself really does speak volumes, because we have yet to see this happen in most of the MOBA genre. So I'm hoping to see more stuff like this come out, even in other games, because it's good. It addresses something that the majority of the player base has, which is, I mean, sometimes you get DC'd. Now, I'm curious, are there any negative effects for the aforementioned AFK player?
Absolutely, yeah. If you're you take full LP losses, drop a promo game, and you're also flagged by Lever Buster if you're for it at minimum. So basically that person gets a full loss for that game, as if they played the game and lost. Okay. Whereas the team who was there and did not AFK, it just gets expunged.
So it's designed for the player who intentionally leaves the game versus
or
the
doesn't
like
show up.
I was on Wi-Fi but I go to college and the Wi-Fi is crap.
Right. It's not meant to do that per se. I mean, it is going to affect those people a little bit, because there's always the thing of if you don't have a stable connection, you shouldn't be playing a game that involves 30 minutes of straight needing to be able to play.
Right.
And needing 30 minutes of straight connectivity. So it is kind of one of those things. It's the same complaint for people who are like, hey, I need to go to bed in 30 minutes. We got to get this game done before 30 minutes or I'm going to leave.
It's like, no, that's not how this works.
That's not how this works. You can't just do that. So, but it does definitely fill at least a part of a theoretical need that the community has. So it'll be interesting to see totally how it works once it's fully in. But it's for the it goes live in the 6.11 patch. So it's on PvE right now, but it's on the full game. Coming up soon is E3.
Yay!
That starts June 12th with Bethesda doing the opening keynote. And YouTube Gaming is going to be your like go-to place for all the content on that. They're doing a bunch of event pages where you'll be able to go and find all the little bits and pieces about everything E3.
And it should be said that this is not just because we are on YouTube and that we like YouTube, but actually because this is legitimately what YouTube is doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like this is done by design, which is kind of awesome because YouTube Gaming was kind of a redheaded stepchild for a while, and now we actually get to see it put into some practice.
Yeah, a little more practical use of it, and a good way to shove people over there.
And I mean, who doesn't want to have like I totally want E3 like on my desk while I'm at work, so that I can not only be at work, but also virtually at least be at E3.
Right.
Which technically, am I getting paid to be at E3? Then
No, that's not.
No,
how it
that's a
works.
little too much.
is that a little bit too meta?
By the way, I'm pretty sure I'm driving through Santa Monica right now.
I'm driving through a beach town right now.
You-
CXNARD.
I've also seen this in GTA 5 before here. That's a little section of road I just drove through. Speaking of GTA 5, though, did you know that that game has shipped 65 million copies already?
Now, when you say shipped, does that includes virtual copies?
Yes, indeed.
Like people who bought it on Steam?
Yep.
I am not surprised by these numbers in the slightest. It is a
You
AAA
want to know
title.
where it was like 2 months ago?
Where was it 2 months ago?
60
Hi, Andy.
mil-
Bye, Andy.
Oh, hi. 60 million. They sold,
So they've sold
5 million copies in like a month.
That's not bad.
That is a few copies of this game.
Yeah,
Just a few.
considering age.
Just a wee number.
Are we finally hitting its first price drop? Maybe that's why.
It has started to see a lot more sales where it's available for cheaper now than before.
What is
So
it?
I'm
I just
sure-
saw.
I'm sure that has been a bit of the push.
I mean, it'll only be a matter of time now before we start seeing it like in Humble Bundle sales and things like that. Where it'll be like top tier, but it will be in bundles.
No,
You don't think so?
Not for a while.
it's.
I mean,
for
I just saw
probably
the
still
Division
2-3
today
years
in
off.
the latest Humble Ubisoft bundle.
Right, but so there's games that have done really well, and especially from like Rockstar is it's like Blizzard when they're a AAA company. They're very like they have their IPs, they're very proud of them, and they hold to their guns on them pretty well. I wouldn't say Ubisoft is.
I see your point.
Yeah, they're kind of the sale monger.
They're looking to make as much money as quickly as possible.
So hey, so there's some things coming with the Overwatch. That game came out this week, and the competitive mode is expected to come out in late June, according to peeps on Facebook from the company who makes that game, Blizzard. We had a little chat with like a Q&A type thing on Facebook, and they said that. They also just discussed the microtransactions that are going to be in that game. Basically,
here we go.
it's
Here we go.
Skins?
How bad is the hate mail?
TF2 type crates
Ah,
called
What are the
boxes,
crates?
So hats.
I mean, every
and you
game
can
in their
you can
mother
get
has crates.
rewards and whatnot.
Cosmetic though, or actual?
No, they
game?
actually affect the game too. Basically, is a shortcut of having to actually play the game. You can just buy the stuff in crates.
But you could obtain the same stuff through grinding.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could.
Okay.
So
I'm
two
willing to pass on that.
2 boxes are $1.99. 50 boxes are $39.99. There are intermediate boxes available as well. I did not care to bore you with the details of them,
Yeah,
but they do exist.
that's cool. I mean, hey, more power to them. Welcome to capitalism. They can do that.
yep.
Yep, capitalism at its finest.
Yep.
Hey, so Dr. Ubershadow, what is your, without giving anything away, opinion of the Far Harbor Fallout 4 DLC? And Freelance, I think you played it too, so you may
I
also
finished
weigh
it,
in.
yeah.
Uh,
Doctor please.
short.
Small? Felt small.
Felt small. Even though they said it's the biggest DLC map, it just still smelled.
Cool thing. Cool thing that you can do, is you can do a pacifist run, basically. You can basically go without having to kill any, and you can go without having to kill any faction.
Right.
So you can
don't have
actually
to pick
make
a
it all
side,
the way.
like
Yeah.
in the main game.
Exactly. You don't have to pick a side, which is nice. That's actually something that they very much lacked. But I think me and Dr. Bashir kind of agree on this. So you remember how we were kind of like, oh cool, they're voice acting this game, and we said how that might limit some things. That definitely feels like it's limited a lot in like this DLC and other parts of this game, where it's limited on like what actions you can do and like what dialogue you can choose and like how characters like are introduced and like what they have to say and how much interest I have in them, and the fact that I have 4 choices, which is yes, no, I'll do that later. Yes, no, with no being I'll do that later. No, but you're gonna have to come back and do it later anyway, and sarcasm.
Of course.
And recently I've been noticing that a lot more in the game, especially with the Far Harbor DLC. I was using sarcasm everywhere because it was worth it.
Alright. So they did say that had supposedly 15 hours worth of gameplay. Would you say it added 15
What?
hours of time to your
Sorry, I
ability
just
to
stared
play
at
this
Skype
game?
because my brain just... No.
That
That
took
took
15 hours. That took me like
4?
4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours complete.
4
Then maybe-
hours, huh? Yes.
Okay, and then maybe another 4 exploring the island.
Right, yeah, he's explored the entire island at this point, basically on 6-7 hours.
Alright. Very good, very good.
I mean,
This is
maybe
why
we're
I asked the people who played the DLC
Yeah.
for confirmation.
15 hours. I guess if you're going for like 100% completion, maybe.
Or if you're taking just a pleasant stroll, you know, if you want to saunter about the island, maybe.
That's kind of what I did.
Yeah, just-
kinda what
just
he
get your
did.
swagger on.
Yeah, I just took my time.
No,
I didn't-
no speed runs here, and you still did it in faster than 15 hours. So, well, that's a thing anyway. Speaking of things that are things, you guys remember Yooka-Layle?
I
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
When's
remember
it
that
coming
was
out again?
that was kickstarted, and they are going to be giving access to a platforming toy box, basically, to those backers in July. So we'll be able to see some video of some
So,
people
are we
messing
getting
around
access
with
to
things.
Ukulele or not?
No,
When does the game come out?
no idea.
Yeah, I think they just get like a nice
You
little...
get a platforming toy box,
Yeah.
which
Wow.
is basically a sandbox that reveals nothing about the game because they don't want spoilers.
So it's simply
Physics
en-
test.
yeah.
It's
So
an
it's probably,
engine,
it's probably
engine or physics
phoning
test.
home with. I would like to think it's phoning home with all kinds of data.
Could, who knows? Could also just be a platforming game that has
Like
Just a little
It just
like
has the
sneak peek
models.
that makes you want to play.
So it's basically a platforming demo to show off the mechanics, how the game is going to function. It's a tech demo, really, is what it is. So
It's a pretty. They're eye candy.
so more things will come from that. But this is the first that any news has been brought forth about Yooka-Layle. So
Yeah, I remember we talked about this.
a long
Months.
time ago.
Yeah, took me a second to remember it, honestly.
There's
Not-
there's one final news piece I got. You remember Rudyism?
Yeah,
This is,
Rudism. Dance pad. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
dancing
Well,
freak.
he's back at it with the dance pads. He's trying to beat Dark Souls 3.
Oh dear.
That's interesting.
He's already beat the first boss.
That means he'll be able to do it probably then.
Yep.
I mean, he's already got enough experience of playing.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you could do the dance pad with WoW and not really have to have a good reaction time to any of that.
True.
Like you could just kind of do it pretty easily, but in comparison, but you need a pretty good reaction time. Dark Souls 1, he's doing
No, 3.
3. Sorry, okay, I wanted to make sure. Okay, it's a little easier. I was gonna say Dark Souls 1 would be much harder.
Perhaps I don't know how the game changes when you add a dance pad.
I know that it did say that it took quite some time, many tries to beat the first boss. So it's definitely going to be difficult. But since he hasn't beat one,
games like,
And,
super fast.
But that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the American Truck Podcast with 2 cars and 1 truck for some reason. I don't understand that still. We need to make sure we have trucks again next week. You guys made bad decisions.
Oh God!
See, this is why.
This is
Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, and there's also, you can jaunt across the screen and hit that subscribe button, and you can do my favorite thing in the world and send me an email. But anyway, we'll see you next time.